welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I have a really exciting few days ahead of me because I am traveling to England to visit my fiancé. My fiancé James lives in Leeds, so if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I am 27 years old and I live here in Copenhagen, Denmark, and my fiancé James lives in England where he is studying his PhD at the University of Leeds. So we are doing long distance and we travel back and forth, and this weekend it's my turn, and it's actually Wednesday today, so I'm taking a long weekend and then I'm working from home tomorrow and Friday from home from England. We don't really have anything planned for these next few days, but I thought I would just take you along. It's always super fun when I'm in England to see James, and I just love England and I love Leeds where he lives, and of course I'm just so excited to see James. I miss him so much, so I always feel like a little child on traveling day when I get to see him again. I even did my hair this morning, which I never do, but it's looking very luscious. Let me know what you think. But I have to leave in like an hour and a half, but I haven't packed yet. So let's start out by doing that. And yeah, let's see what happens these next few days. I'll take you along, and thank you again so much for clicking on this video. I'm so glad you're here and I can't wait to share these next few days with you. Alright, I'm all packed. That went super quickly. There is so much room in my new suitcase. Love it. But yeah, let's go. So we'll take the metro to the airport and on to Manchester, and then James will pick me up there. Let's go to the airport. Friday morning, and as you can see, I made it to Leeds to spend a long weekend with my partner James. I flew in Wednesday evening, and then I didn't film anything yesterday, Thursday, because we just didn't really do anything. I spent most of the day just working from home, and then I was in the worst period pains I've had in a long time. I was so wrecked by PMS symptoms yesterday. If you have any recommendations to lessen your PMS symptoms, please let me know. That was awful, but I feel much better today. I had a good night's sleep and I woke up feeling energized, so I just had some breakfast and I did some meditation, some reading, and now I'm gonna do some work for the next few hours, and then I really want to go on a walk at some point, so I'm thinking I'll take you out as we go for a walk here in the neighborhood. It's actually Valentine's Day today as well, so I think when we're done working we'll go out and do something fun this afternoon, evening, but today for the next few hours I do have to work, and then we'll see what we come up with to do this afternoon. So it is now 2 p.m. and the sun started shining so beautifully, so we thought we'd go out on a walk and take you along. So let's get out and enjoy the beautiful sun and take a break from work. Hi friends, so we ended up going on a walk, a nice long walk through the park and through this little part of town called Headingley, where there is loads of thrift shops, so we popped into a few of those, and I actually ended up finding a book that I'm very excited about. So for £1.50 I got the Song of Achilles, which I think is a Greek mythology queer romance, which amazing. So The Guardian says an exciting, sexy, violent Superman version of the Iliad, which sold, and I feel like I've seen people speak about this, so I have high hopes. And yeah, then I just showered, got ready a little bit, and I think we're just gonna hop in the car, and it's Friday night and we're done with work, so we'll see what we can come up with for the evening and I'll take you along. So one thing I really knew that I wanted to do while I'm here is that I want to go to the works to look if they have any new books that I have to bring home with me to Denmark. So I think we'll go there first, but yeah, I'll take you along. Yeah, the entire Magnolia Park series for £25. £15. That's a lot. Why don't you ever do that like on TikTok, like boyfriends of book girls? They will always do like a So for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna set a timer for 2 minutes and then you can get all the books you want that you can carry. Why don't you ever do that?
You want me to do that for you?
Yeah, and then you have to buy me like 35 books. That's what happens. I guess you just don't love me the same. How much is all of this? Should I do it? It's so cheap. £15 for all 3 of the Lauren Asher Dreamland Billionaire series. £5 for the next book in the Boys of Tommen series. £3.50 for the second book in the Done and Dusted series. And then £14. That's not so cheap, but it's cheaper than in Denmark. And it's cheaper than Waterstones. So we went to the works and I did some book shopping. And then we just went by Morrison's to pick up a little meal deal before we're going to the cinema, because we decided we were gonna go watch Bridget Jones. But of course we had to pick up a little scratch card when we were doing the groceries. So let's see if we are gonna be millionaires. Nope, nothing.
It's not looking good, Beth. Do you want to give a consolation speech?
So I was really hoping that I would win money, but I did not win any money, so now I'm sad.
Rip in pieces. Mate, I feel like I've been diddled there.
What?
Yeah, it's not fair though.
Do you want to give a consolation speech?
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty disappointed actually.
Or give us a tear. Hi there, it is now Saturday afternoon and I haven't vlogged all day, sorry about that, but we just haven't been doing anything interesting really. As you saw yesterday, we went on a walk, then we went by Morrison's, picked up some food, and then we went to the cinema to watch the new Bridget Jones Diary, and it was super enjoyable. For me, it did not in no way measure up to the first 2 original Bridget Jones films, but it was super fun and entertaining, and all the actors did really well. So we really enjoyed that, and then afterwards we just came back home and chilled for the evening. We ended up getting to bed quite late, so we slept in a bit today, and then I had a bunch of editing to do for my video that I'm publishing tomorrow, where I'm going on a solo date. So if you haven't watched that yet, I'll link that up here. But I finished editing and it is now around 4 p.m. on Saturday and we haven't been outside all day, so I think we're gonna get outside, go on a walk, get some steps in, go by the grocery store, and then I have the idea of making some healthy pizzas tonight. So on TikTok I've seen a bunch of recipes of people doing cottage cheese based pizzas, so I think we're gonna try that. We'll see, and then we'll probably just have a chill evening in. I also really want to get some reading done today. There can be a lot of pressure when you're in a long distance relationship that when you're together you have to spend every second together and talk to each other all the time, but we have found that for our relationship to thrive, we still both need our alone time and time where we don't talk. Even though we don't see each other all the time, we both still need that time to ourselves. But one of my favorite activities when I'm with him actually is when we're just in the same room and we are just doing each of our things, or maybe we're both reading. That's the kind of thing that I really miss when being in a long distance relationship. Is we get to talk on the phone every day, but just being in the same room, being together without being together, that's something I really miss. So we've actually done that a lot today, where I've been editing and James has been working on his PhD and stuff like that. But maybe tonight I would like to do some reading, because something else we did yesterday is we popped by The Works, and I've talked about this shop many times on my channel before. The Works is basically just this random chain of shops that they have in England, where they, among other things, sell books for super cheap. So whenever I am here, I make sure to stock up on the books that I want to read, because they're a third or less of the price than what they would be back in Denmark. You never really know what books they have at the moment, but they had such a good selection when I was was there yesterday, so let me show you all the books I got. First up, the cheapest book. I got Swift and Saddle by Lila Sage, which is the second book in the Done and Dusted series. It's a sort of cowboy romance, and I haven't read the first book in the series yet, but as you can see, this was £3.50, so too tempting. So now I have 2 books in the series, and maybe I should wait to purchase it before I read the other one, but again, it was just too cheap, I had to get it. Then, as you know, I loved Finding 13, the first book in the Boys of Tummin series. I'm actually currently listening to the second book on audiobook, but as you know, I can't just listen to a book on audiobook. I need the physical copy as well. Even if I don't read the physical copy, I need the trophy. So I found Keeping 13, the second book in the Boys of Tummin series, for £5. What? Another series that I have on my TBR that I haven't gotten around to yet, that I'm very, very excited about because I've heard so much, is the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher, and in the works they had a box of all 3 books for £15. And again, maybe I should start with just reading one, but then if you love the first one, then you're gonna regret not getting them all in the first place because this is so much cheaper. So now I have the full selection of the Dreamland Billionaire series, so hopefully this is good. Let me know if you've read any of these books down below and which one I should rush to and which ones I can leave for down the line. Lastly, in the works, in my adult life of reading, I've only ever bought paperback books because they're cheaper, and I have told myself that, yeah, I'm gonna prefer reading paperback books because that's a cheap preference to have. So whenever a new book comes out, and they usually come out in hardcover first, I tell myself I have to wait until the paperback comes out. However, this book, I just could not wait for the paperback. I had to pick up Quicksilver by Callie Hart in the hardcover version, and I'm actually really scared of reading this in hardcover and realizing that I'm gonna prefer this. Oh, it's just so much more expensive. And yeah, that just means a lot. When you read as much as I do, it would be a lot cheaper to read paperbacks, but we'll see. Maybe I'll splurge every now and then on a hardcover version of books that I'm extra excited about, and I'm definitely super excited about this one, Quicksilver. I've just heard so much about it online, and I can't wait to get started on this. But as you know, I am still reading Onyx Storm. I have less than 100 pages left, so that's just really in the mood for a long evening of reading. So hopefully I'll smash this out tonight, and if not, I'll definitely finish it on the plane tomorrow. I'm also currently reading The Handbook for Highly Sensitive People. Very interesting. With this kind of book, I prefer books that are based on science, and she's a little bit more like Wuju Juju, this Mel Collins, and it's a lot about spirituality and religion as well. So that's like throwing me off a little bit, but with that said, in every way that she describes these highly sensitive people and things you can do about it, so far it resonates a lot. So hopefully when I get a bit further, I will learn something important from this book. And that's all of the books I have acquired on my England trip so far, and I'm just so excited for all the reading. I just really want to read a lot more. I already read a lot, but I just want to carve out even more times in my day to read. It is honestly, I am so disappointed with myself that I have been reading Onyx Storm for 3 weeks because I have not been prioritizing good long reading sessions, and that's when you really get into reading. It's fine, I'm reading like 10 pages before bed, but you need those like 3 hours, 4 hour sessions where you just get so into it that you forget the world around you exists. I'm gonna prioritize more of those sessions in this next year. But that was a little update. So I think before it gets completely dark outside, James and I are gonna go on a walk, do some groceries, come back and make our healthy-ish cottage cheese pizzas. I'll let you know how that turns out, and yeah. morning, my friends. So it is now Sunday morning and we are in the car about to go on a little trip. So I'm actually going home today, but not until late this afternoon. So we are on our way to go to a little Valentines party. One of James' friends has a little daughter who invited us. So we're very excited about that, and I think we'll go to the shop and buy them maybe a card or something on the way. And yeah, yesterday we ended up coming home and making the cottage cheese pizzas, and they were actually super delicious. So I'll put the recipe in the description. It's super easy, highly recommend. But yeah, we're going to the little party and then who knows what we'll do afterwards until James is driving me to the airport later. So I'll take you along.